So here we are inside the real judging of the koi ponds. In the previous video I explained the way how I looked at the different things, the categories, and how I judged them. And now I want to take you with me on a journey, so yeah, I can explain and give my verdict. So starting with to depict, I have placed 5 pictures of the 5 ponds on here so you can see which pond I'm talking about. This one is the very natural one with the bridge over it. This is the more concrete one, also with bridge over it. This is the round front with 2 glass windows. This is the rectangular pond with a window, and this is the natural pond with this being 2 ponds, which one with a water cascade is going into the other one. So starting on top, I will start with the design. So the design, pond A, I find the shape of the pond very nice. As I told you, it's very natural. It's a natural pond, so we have to judge the pond in this style. So and it is shaped like a kidney, and the other one as well. I did find that on the lower pond on the left side, which in the video was shown later on, is also there are some plants. Here's some water standing still, which is not very good for the overall pond health. But in the end, it's very natural. There are no rectangular squares, corners in there, so overall very good. Although it could have been better, as I told you. So I gave it on this matter 7.5 points. The second one I gave 7 points. The shape is rectangular. It's very tight. It's very and the shape with the window, I like it very much. Also the placement of the window, it's very centric oriented. So when on one side the filtration, so it's simple, but simple can also be very good. So 7 as well. Then this one with the front side, I like it very much. This one, it's rectangular on the back, but they made it around in the front, and this is very difficult when you're placing a window. So, it makes it more playful, the design, and also makes it blend in more with the garden as well. So this one I gave 7.5 points as well. The D, I was quite amazed with this pond by the shape, because the video starts, you can only see the first part, and then it starts walking, and then there's like a small canal, and then a bridge, and then going into the other part. 2 rectangulars. It's like I could imagine this in a way bigger form. If it was really a big canal, and this is like some real big lake or pond with somewhere a castle, this style. The imagination got the better of me, but I was quite surprised with that, and it was handled quite well. So I gave it 8.5 points. And then pond E was also very surprised by the round shapes. A bridge as well. Bridge is always cool. And then in the second part, I was very surprised with that, because the construction on the back side was very high, and on the front side it was low. This was something I find very creative, and therefore I gave this point 9 points on this one. So this for the shape. The level of finishing, I will go somewhat quicker through this judgment now, because otherwise I have to keep you busy all night, and I don't want to. But the level of finishing, and the first one I gave it 7 points. The second one I gave it 9 points. I have to admit, everything that was done on this point, it is very simple, so maybe scored a little less on the shape, but the way it was finished, everything, the front, can you see normally a window in a pond is up to the water level, but this is with a, I don't know the English word, but it's called a latije in Dutch, which means you can get a real window with the same front above the window, which makes it very aesthetical. But the thing is all done, it's everything is damn right straight and clean and very handled well. So a 9, 8.5 over here. Very clean, very good with the windows as well, because they are curved, and then to have straight windows in there, that needs some thinking and a good constructor's eye. So 8.5 points over there. 7.5 over here. Very nice, just good, but just not as good as these two. And on the ladder, an 8. Again, everything in a more natural way, handled very nice. Next to the bridge, there are some stones which are coming up, and yeah, the whole thing very well done. Not too much, but in a natural way. So that's the level of finishing. Then the blends with surroundings. I'll do this one very quick. I gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. Again, square is very hard to fit in the surroundings, but because of the terrace with the roof, it's also straight and rectangular with the 2 pillars in front, nice centered. So even a rectangular koi pond without plants can fit in really good, but it needs some thinking. Blends with surroundings, here I got a 6. I think it's like an oasis. It's like it's more like a very nice, very good pond. I personally like it very much, but the garden around it is more serene, and here is there's happening a lot more with the wood and the back and stuff. So not bad, but okay, I have to make some choices. Then this one, very hard to fit in the surrounding because there's a little space, but I think they did a really good job at this. I gave it 9.5 points because I think with the road already here and the bridge over there, I think they took optimal use of the space that was there, and I think everything is very good done. Fits in the style of the surroundings. And the ladder, this one again very good. I think this in its own style even better, but this one with the back of the garden even behind the door, behind the gate, very beautiful gate as well, and everything, I think I gave it a 9 as well. Or a 9, just not as good as that one. Then I did the coloration. I'll do that one even quicker. A 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, and again an 8.5. So this one is for the design. They all add up to 28.5, 31.5, 30, 34, 34.5, Pawn E wins the design section with a almost split decision. Third is pawn B, even though it's rectangular, and then from there on. Well, we've got two more categories to go. The difficulty and the details. The difficulty, I gave this one 7.5. Two pawns working within each other. I think that these deserve some points. This one, 7, not too difficult, I think. This one, 7 as well. 8.5 and 7. Okay. The plants here 8. A lot of plants. Stuff here 6. Of course, almost no plants. Only next to the pond. I think it would be nice to have some bonsai or one or an acer or something, which did this pond very good. Also very modern like, but a beautiful acer on the one side and another red acer and a green piers at this side makes we have a higher score of 7.5, 6.5. Then this one, a lot of plants, a lot of lilies. Also on this side, this one, this plant, very beautiful, very big, very centered. Takes a lot of attention, but on a good way because it's the most boring side of the pond, so placed very well. And this one, yeah, just amazing with the plants, also with the purple plants outside of the pond, inside the pond with the bamboo, where the water is also entered the pond. Again, very beautiful. So 9 points. The maturity, okay, I will go give no explanation about this one. 6.5, 7, 8, and 8.5. And the woe factor for me was like 6.5. I think this pond can be a lot more beautiful when it matures more. The plants grow and grow. I think give it 2 or 3 more years, some extra plants, or in proper season, and this will score very high on, as well as the plants as on the maturity, and this will also evolve in the evolve effect, of course. So like that. 7 over here, 7 over here for the woe factor, 8 over here, and here 8.5. Makes the total of this one 28.5 again, 27, 33, and this one 32.5, which makes pawn D the winner of the difficulty category with 33 points, almost with a half point. So I think with the other category combined, these two are now tidying up, having a split decision. So the final category will be decisive, maybe for this one, or we have another swing, and with this one or that one will gain more points. And the last is the proof in the pudding. It's in the details, as we told. So the details we talked about are the clarity of the water. We like some clear water, doesn't have to be perfect. We would like to see the koi. If you can see just the bottom of the koi, it's just perfect. And from here on, I took another 7.5 for this one, and 8 for pawn B. C got a 9, an 8 pawn B, and an 8 for pawn E. Then flowing water, I wanted to see at least one element of a water cascade or oxygen of some. If you had one, you got at least a 7. If you have 2, an 8. If you have 3 or more, even 8.5 or more. So an 8 and 7, an 8, 8.5, and an 8. Then the amount of koi, already told something about it in the introduction. 8.5, not too many koi, a lot of little koi, newborn koi, but it's, of course, as you know, it's more about the big koi being the big wasters in terms of ammonia and stuff. So it's nice to see when a healthy pond has been breeding with healthy koi. So nice, but not too many. This one as well, not nice, not too many. Some big, but not overcrowded. Then an 8 here, very liked the mixture of the koi and the coloration. Not too busy, very nice, easy on the eye to look at for longer times. A 7, maybe in the video the koi were already all at one time at the other side of the pond, but there were a lot of koi in there, and the pond is not even that deep. So I think, okay, got a lot of plants, but this, when they grow, it could cause problems, and I like to have more. Less is more, so I would take like around 1/3 or even half of the koi out of there to have a more peaceful tranquility in the pond. The last one got an 8, also nice amount of koi, maybe even too little koi in here, and but as I said, I'd rather have less than more. Then the P&P of elements, the presence and placements, is the final number. 6.5 in this one, 6.5 in this one. Only two Buddha heads on there somewhere here, one Buddha placed in the center. Here there's a 7. I like the Japanese pagoda in the beginning on the side of the pond, and on the back of the pond is one plate with koi on it, nothing too much. And also the placement, as I already told, the acers, the other side, awesomely done. So a 7. Here again a 7, and the last one a 7.5 with my compliments. Around here it was like the pebbles laid on top of each other, very great, and also the as I told, on the side of the wall where the bamboo was and the water coming from behind is like seeing it in real nature, and so I really liked it. So I gave it 7.5 points. So totals up this final part, 30.5 over here, 30 here, 32, 30.5, and 31.5. So final decision, as a bit card as well. I added them all up and then divided them by 12, as the amount of 3 times 4 is 12, and then I got the number, which was the final judgment of me for this one was 7.29, 7.38, 7.46, 8.13, and the last one is an 8.21. So, for my opinion, my decision, my judgment is the last one. I did it in a more objective way, but I am behind my judgment. I think it's a really nice pond, and I think overall, looking at all the elements, this one is the most beautiful pond for me in Italy, or at least of these 5 which I was asked to judge. This one is very creative, outstanding job done with the space they got. This one is a personal. I like it personally a lot. The style, also the in terms of coloration, with the deck being white, the wood being red, and in front was the green. So almost like Italian colors. I liked it was playful for me in that way, but not in a too present way. So in a very pleasant way. So liked it very much. My own previous pond was more like this one, also with the window in front, also with above the window with the latai and the rollage, we call it. But so I know how difficult it is, and to have, but it's even better than my pond was. So great job in that one. Great for koi pond and without plants. Okay, it's easier than having all the difficulties. And pond A, very great as well. But I think it needs some maturity, and the plants need to grow some more. So thank you for your attention, and congratulations on the winner. Of course, this is for me the winner. It has to be added up with the numbers of Mark and maybe even another judge. And I hope the whole thing is inspiring to you all. And I hope to see you soon again. And for all the things that I might have mistaken in my judgment, I apologize. I have looked at the videos at least 4 or 5 times, tried to be objective and try to give it my real attention. As again, I was honored to be asked. I was honored to do this for you, and I hope to see a lot of more and great ponds in Italy, not only through the internet but also in person. And this might be even inspired me in doing another tour through Italy and going around all your hobbyist ponds for those who would like to have me, and doing a videos on them and you. So thanks again for your attention, and gambate.